Hans Berger, one of the first to record electrical activity from the human brain, once thought that brainwaves held the key to unlocking telepathy. Though research quickly disproved that idea, psychologists and neuroscientists remain fascinated by the signals our brains produce. And in particular, we strive to link specific frequencies or speeds of brain activity with our thoughts and behavior. One major finding has been the link between the size or amplitude of brainwaves in a specific frequency called beta. Our brains are wired to prevent movement at rest. So whenever we are resting or canceling movements, beta waves on average are larger than when we are performing movements. In other words, more beta reflects our brains putting the brakes on movement. However, in the past 5 years, our understanding of beta in the human brain has changed drastically. Research shows that individual occurrences of beta occur as short-lived and not sustained signatures as is often assumed. And in fact, these individual beta bursts relate more closely to our behavior and to the activity of populations of brain cells during movement control. For example, whenever a beta burst occurs in your motor cortex right before you make a movement, that movement tends to be slowed. In my research, I asked how the inhibitory power of these beta bursts throughout the brain can be recruited in the service of task goals as we strive to control our actions. During awake brain surgeries, as people both made and canceled movements, I recorded from the motor cortex and from a deep brain region called the STN, which is highly involved in the control of movement. And in both regions, I found that when people were successful at canceling their actions, the counts or rates of these beta bursts were increased. In other words, more beta bursts reflect more motor braking. In addition, beta bursts in the STN were followed by increases in beta burst rates in the motor cortex, suggesting that the STN is probably the region responsible for stopping by tuning those inhibitory bursts in regions like the motor cortex, where beta bursts predict your ability to stop successfully or not. So, although it's no telepathy, beta bursts can predict your behavior. This research is also important because for reasons we don't understand, beta bursts are longer and more frequent in movement disorders like Parkinson's disease. In the case of Parkinson's, instead of an effective exchange of these beta bursts, the STN broadcasts long volleys of beta that hold the rest of the brain in gridlock and make movement difficult. Instead of effective braking, we have a complete traffic jam. It's my hope that by investigating beta bursts in healthy movement control, we can arrive at a better understanding of how and why these beta bursts might misbehave in movement disorders like Parkinson's disease. Thank you.